that over once. Yeah, yeah, darling. Ooh, ooh. All right. Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. Now on the view of the tube, I read down and back. For the full moon in Libra, gentle guidance. Yes, so you know, I'm gonna get on, what I normally do. Let's see what pops out, what happens. If you guys have any questions, put them in the chat. And if I see them, I will add them to the notes. Ooh, how y'all doing? How y'all feeling? You all right? Happy to be here. Yeah. Yes, full moon in Libra. So it's gonna be time of release. Coming in hot. Time of release. Having to do with all things Libra. What do you need to do in that area? Where is Libra in the chart? Right, that's the area where maybe focus on releasing. But everything is going well. There's so much to say. I haven't been on for a while. I was going to say that in the day in the building. My Libra is my son, so I'm there. It is. Somebody's silence. Hey, cool. Peace and love. Yes, yes. It's going to be some general guidance for everyone in listening range. If you're here, it's free. Next time. Okay. So we got the Two of Wands. That has to do with planning, decisions, still doing, your due diligence, right? Still doing your research, but you're planning. You're planning. You got plans. You're going to do some things, right? You have ideas. Woo! Beautiful. So there's still a level of patience that's needed. right? At this time, we still gotta be easy, still gotta, you know, weigh things. Ooh. Mm. Mm. Temperance. There's a need for moderation, pulling back a little bit. I need to meditate a little more, move just a little bit slower, not be inactive, not not move forward, but just um, be more calculated and intentional with our steps, with our decisions. I'm getting that that's mainly because these plans that we're working on right now, they're going to be really long lasting. Like this is something that's, going to be generational, something that may continue for years and years and years. Right? So it's not something that we can just move forward with haphazardly. You feel me? We have to do our diligence. YouTube. Okay. Ooh. There's going to be a little bit of romanticizing these points. So we want to be careful with that too. Hands are great, right? And forward motion is great. However, things are always known to show up, right? But you have to deal with it. Hardly ever goes as planned. And often it's better in terms of our own growth um, if we're open to what shows up, right? Because the universe, the Most High, knows better than we do, right? So it's going to be important not to romanticize these things, right? And still be ready and willing to put it in the work. Ooh, and do it needs to be done. Right? We can sometimes be too sensitive, right? Especially if you feel like we put a lot into it and something doesn't go our way, go how we wanted it to go how we thought it was going to go. It's going to be important to let it wash off your back, right? Yeah. Mm, 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 mm. A lot of us are having a desire to read up or not with the bullshit. Um, a lot of the conventional ways of doing things, we're finding out as a collective, that's not working. It's not working for me. It's not working for us, right? For the greater good. A lot of our establishments that may have been, in existence for centuries, they don't necessarily know, or they're not necessarily doing what's best for the collective. Um, they may know, and they may be intentionally um, doing, what's not best for the collective, right? And coming under the guise of spirituality or priests and priestesses and clergy and all of those types of people. However, um, may, may not be on the up and up. They may not be doing the right thing for everybody, or for that to be the thing or the trumpet, the music that we listen to, right? Like, we're not really singing that tune anymore because we've seen that it's not working, right? We want to be better as a collective, right? We want to do what's right for the collective, for humanity, for children, for the babies, for families, for the future. That is really why what has been going on and what society, this current society, has let certain entities that have come across as being the chosen or, um, you know, highly spiritual, like the ones, right, that we're supposed to listen to. And it's just, come out and show themselves like that they're doing the most, doing the most things. So that's a part of what, because of course Libra represents balance and judgment. So that's a part of what needs to be released from the collective. There's so many of us that have allowed it, have known that it was happening, right? And nobody is really wising up and to take off the heads of this collective the way that, every way, shape, or form that they need to be. That's a part of that, right? And it's been going on for a while. So now that more and more things are coming out, that definitely does need to be released and be collected as well. And we have to come back to being our true selves, right? And really being right and exact and moving with integrity. There's a lot of opportunities and bad investments that we experience as well. So where these are not taking businesses, right? Business ideas, or going into business with other people, and it's taking some time to bounce back from that. So we're getting out of that energy, getting out of an unsupported energy. It's been some time that time after time, ideas haven't been working, right? They haven't been uh, giving us the fulfillment or the results that we feel like they should. You gotta release all of that. Keep doing the work. Keep refining. Like that. Alright, still more work. More work than this city. Pause that. Right. There's a certain negligence that we have when we move too quickly or before we're fully refined in that craft. Right? And that can mess you up. Right? Just being negligent because ignorance of the law is no excuse. Ooh. Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. Everybody tuning in. Um, yes. So there's going to be a desire and a need to stop fighting for ourselves, right? In all the ways that our own negligence causes us, it's like walking around with your shoes untied, right? And then when you trip and bust your head, whose fault is that, right? So uh, we don't want to fight ourselves anymore. We need to do what's best. We need to get some claims about ourselves. Right? We need to become the authority of our own self. Ooh. Yeah, we got work to do. Still things to do. Peace and love, peace to the God, peace to the God. Now we have all the tools. Don't get it twisted. We got all the tools. We probably got too many tools. I'm speaking for myself as well. But for some reason, we're just not utilizing them to, our fullest capability. So that's what we want to release as well. We want to release the procrastination. We want to release the analysis paralysis. We want to get a backbone, right? Because Libra is the opposite of Aries, and of course, we're having the opposition of the Aries sun and this Libra full moon. So it's about coming into your magic. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, really give. Really give. Don't hold anything back. Because you already got it. You already got it. You already got it. You already got it. It's you. You won. Ugh, you are the one. Okay? You're sitting on your throne. You got your pentacles. Okay? Um, very grounded. You know what you want. know that you're worthy of. You're not accepting anything less. Okay. You know how to nurture, you know how to protect. You said. You good. Woo! So big time to become the CEO of our lives. Right? Get some structure. We need to get some structure about ourselves. So, like, if you don't know your chart, you want to know your chart. You want to learn your chart. You want to get your chart. You want to know, um, of course, where this moon is going to be at in your chart. That's going to be the house that's activated. You want to know basic, simple things like what your best days are. Get some structure about yourself. So, in the same manner that the sun rises every morning, it flows, every morning that we've been here, right, hasn't had this. That's the same way that we need to go about doing something, whatever that thing is, something that will improve you exponentially, like just small investments over time. But needing to do things in a structured way. So there's going to be things that you do every day, right? If it's, I have a list on my wall of like each day that I'm giving life, what do I want to do every day? Like if I wasn't given another day, what would I want to say I did in this day? I would want to say I did my calisthenics. I would want to say, I would want to say I did my calisthenics. I would want to say that I prayed. I would want to say that I did my ultra weight. I would want to say that I drank half my body weight in water. I would want to say that I did my readings for myself. Right? All of this, if I wasn't given another day, then before I do something for someone else. So if I don't do those things, I really don't want to do anything else, right? Because I haven't done that for myself. The promises that I made to myself. And it's really simple. But once you get in the habit of having that structure, right, that's when you become the real emperor of your life. You need some structure. You need some things that you continue to do. So you cannot believe in a strategy, for instance, right? But you know that it goes spring, summer, and then fall and winter. And if that were to get out of order, you would be like, what the hell? Right? Because things work in cycles. And so, because things work in cycles, we also need to work in cycles. There's things that in the springtime, it's spring for everyone. So there's things that you naturally want to do in the spring. When it's winter for everyone, there's things that you naturally want to do in the winter. And so we need to get that same type of structure about ourselves because these things repeat. It's a pattern. So we gotta get into the pattern. right? And the Most High created this pattern. So we already believe in it. It's going to keep happening. So you can either, get in tune or not. And when we do, right, we come out of the illusion. We come out of, we release that, right? We can come out of the matrix and realize that we're the whole entire universe experiencing itself. So you are these seasons. You are these seasons. You're not just experiencing these seasons, you are these seasons. So that's why it's important to not, operate against them, to really get some structure about ourselves. In order to go first. There's no more work. That needs to be done. Work, 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 work. We might as well lean in. Might as well lean in. Feel real good at everything that we do. And that's what we do for anyway. Right? And I pray and I will that we all get to move with inspired action. And we all get to do that thing that we know and love. And that is helpful and useful. And there's a reason why you're here, right? And a thing that you do that just only you do, that the Most High made you to do. Okay? And that also is in your birth chart. If you don't have your birth chart, of course, you can go to wisdomsaylife.com and do that down. If you would like your own personal experience, go to wisdomsaylife.com and do that down. But we need to know our numerology. We need to know our cardology. We need to know, our transits, our special days to do things, our best days to do things. Um, what our personal year is, personal month, personal day, personal week if we want to get on to. Those are all the things that I do, of course, with my consulting. I'm showing this picture. Okay, we got the Four of Cups. Ooh. We could be a little bit discouraged. We could feel a little, like, it hasn't happened for us yet. Here. Right here. Ooh, already done. It's already done. So it's just about stepping into and becoming the version of you where it's already done. So whatever that can be, whatever your vision, whatever you imagine for yourself, you want to fully step into your imagination. You want to come out of limiting beliefs and holding yourself back because you really, I mean, you can try to hold yourself back, right? but it's still you. So it's you, you're the cause of it all. Um, it's you holding yourself back, and uh, you're the, how do you say, like, the victim and the victim at the same time. We're doing this to ourselves, right? Wherever we do that at, wherever we have limiting beliefs, it's up to us to choose to believe those things or create a new belief. And whether we say we can't go country. Ooh, so stop that. Like my bestie says, stop it better. Stop it better. Okay? Stop that. Stop doing that. That's what else we're releasing, the limiting beliefs. Alright, I don't want to hear anything about you can't. I don't believe you. You know? Stars, God, save this life, please. Really do believe it. Yeah. Yes. We're going down the heavy burdens. Anybody got time for that? We're trying to go to the positive practice. We're trying to have massages. We'll carry some weight. We'll pick up some things and everything here and there. You know me? But we're not trying to carry unnecessary things for no reason. Just be burdened and don't try. No, that is done. We're releasing that. That's not balanced. Right? There's going to be some addiction, some, whew, like compulsive behavior, some discontentment that's going to need to be released from our spirits as well. Yeah. Mm. Mm. Okay. Let it go. Ooh. Mm. Sadness, negativity is just weighing down the collect. And a lot of us have a lot of reason to be. We got a lot of reason. Like a lot of things that we could consider reasons to make us go, to make us do drugs, to make us eat, to make us, be depressed, and all of the things. A lot of reasons. We just gotta let it go. So it's not doing us justice. It's not for our highest good. It's not for the betterment of ourselves. Mm. Mm. There's going to be a need for us to speak our truth unbiasedly. Right? We want to balance that masculine and feminine aspect of ourselves and speak our truth. Right? Don't bite our tongue. Um, and tell the truth. Right? Tell the truth and shame the devil. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, and be direct. Right? say some things that have not been said before. Speak the truth. That's all. Ooh, and that is, ooh, what's going to make you the most happiest? Wow. Right? And, you'll find your tribe. You'll find your community. You'll find the people that really like it. In truth. Right? In truth, anything you want to find your people. You might find your person. Talking your truth. Okay? Going in Libra and balance in those aspects of yourself. You're the feminine, the masculine parts of yourself. And it's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? I have a good time talking and carrying on, coming up with ideas and stuff. Uh-huh. That is what might happen, right? And we want to get prepared for what comes next. Okay? Yes. So, I think that's it for me. Um, let's see, I'll do some. Ooh, romance angels. Mm. Okay. Mm. You say structure, I hear discipline, already synonymous. Yes and no, right? Because structure comes first, and then the discipline to keep that structure intact comes after, right? So you need both. You need both. And that's going to be that Libra and Aries, coming together, reflection side of the masculine and the feminine. So Aries is going to want you to, uh, it's going to give you that willpower and that drive, right? And Libra is wanting you to do things in a balanced way as well. So the structure, that's going to look different for everyone, right? Depending on the type of work you do, like the type of health you're in, what your finances look like, right? Like what you can do. And that's a good thing to look at your chart as well, to see in your chart, of course, you can see your strengths and your weaknesses. So it would be good to, again, look to see where Libra is in your chart, and also where your weaknesses are. For instance, you know, Libra, they say, has issues with making decisions. So, and that's just because we consider all things, right? So that's why we don't just make quick, rash decisions. We got to really think about, okay, how is it going to affect this, and that. You know what I'm saying? So they say that we're indecisive, but that would be an area where, just giving that as an example, if that is a weakness of yours inherently, that you want to put a focus on, and figure out, okay, what things in your life really need to be decided, and put a specific intentional focus on those things so that you're not being indecisive about them. You want to do the exact opposite, right? And then have some discipline and about continuing to do so and keeping that and maintaining that structure about yourself. However, you go about doing it. Like I said, if you want to start drinking half your body weight in water every day, how you gonna make sure that happens? You deserve love. You are lovable. Of course. Some of us, we need some bedtimes. I'm hearing some bedtimes and some wake up times. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. Keep an open mind. Worth waiting for. You are worth waiting for. You're worth waiting for your answer. Divine timing is always at work. Love yourself first. Heavy on the first, okay? Love yourself first. Ooh. Oh goodness. Okay. Came out hard. Chemistry. There is a strong magnetic attraction. And you attract romantically by enjoying this moment. Cool. If you get to right here, put this moment in the comments. And it is safe for you to learn. Or it is safe for you to open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Oh, so that's for Libra. Full moon in Libra. That's coming in on the 1st and or 2nd, depending on where you are in the world. Where you are. And if you would like your own personalized reading, you can go to differencing.com. And I will see you all next time. Peace.